Well, Capricorn, my goodness, this looks pretty dramatic. I think there's been some kind of a misunderstanding. This could possibly be a family thing, like between yourself and a family member. An ex may be involved as well. But overall, what I think I'm really picking up on to recap is maybe kind of a huge misunderstanding between a masculine and a feminine. I'm definitely feeling as though, what do people call them here on in the YouTube tarot world? The karmic feminine. I don't really entirely know what that means, but I've heard that term thrown around quite a bit. And I think we might be seeing that here. Oracle messages that came out about the reading. I always start with my oracle cards and then I put them up here and then I ask Spirit to clarify the oracle messages through the tarot. Feminine energy, emotional whirlwind, only you, fixated, attached, and hypnotized, but then avoiding, blocking, escaping, pushing away. Apology is at the bottom of the deck. Return, forgiveness, gifts, and then clinging is down here too. Holding on, obsessing, watching. I think that we may have a feminine energy in your presence, Capricorn, that is affected, dramatic, unstable, and sort of hypnotized either by you or maybe your partner or someone in your life, it would appear. I think that, well, you may be avoiding someone because they just get you all wound up emotionally. But I feel like we have a feminine around you that's sort of stuck on you, or maybe your man or your woman. I think you've apologized and said, look, I'm sorry, but I have to push you away now because you're very unstable. There's an unstable feminine here. And then there's apologies, but then there's clinging. I was like, okay. That's always tough to deal with, or if someone got you really riled up. But what came out of my oracle deck is, I almost lost everything. I miss you, but then oblivious, and I don't think of you that way. I feel like these two cards, when they came out, were a response to this. This person, someone's almost lost everything and they really miss you, or they're saying that. I think your response is, you're oblivious to this, really. Like you didn't know. You're like, oh my God, I'm sorry that you're seeing me like that. I don't think of you in that way. I'm letting you go. And new direction is at the bottom of the deck. So someone almost lost everything. I think there was just like a huge misunderstanding between yourself and someone else, because I use the Wisdom of the House of the Night Oracle deck for you versus them. Once I separated your energy outside of the details, and the person in your energy, again, things could be reversed, is invisible, hope, fulfillment, and focus. Someone feels invisible. They feel invisible. They have not given up hope of a fulfillment. They're very focused on what they want. Sagittarius energy here. The fulfillment card I would associate with earth energy. Your energy, hope, is Aquarian energy. They do have some Virgo energy and Pisces energy here, though, with invisible. Not that those people are invisible. They have this, especially Pisces, they have this way of making themselves invisible in a room. It's almost like magic, the way they can do that. I think this person feels very ignored, and they're very focused on fulfillment with you. They have not given up hope here with you. Your cards really told kind of a different story. What your response to, I was like, okay, what's Capricorn's response to this? Understanding, conclusion, it's over, and then the fledgling and playful is it here. Denial is at the bottom of the deck. Someone is in denial. I think that you've been very understanding with this person. I think that for you, this is over. Fledgling and playful, I don't think that this is how you see yourself. It's more like, oh, I didn't mean to. It was all playful for me. The fledgling is a card of innocence, and like innocent and playful. You understand. I think you listened to this person. You may have also given this person quite a bit of advice. You do not appear to be the playful fledgling. It's like, okay, I think you tried to listen. I think that this is over for you, and you're kind of concluding. The conclusion you've come to with conclusion is that this person was being very vulnerable with you, and that it was just all playful. There might have been quite a bit of innocent flirting between the two of you. And at this point, I feel like something just like got out of hand, like it got out of hand in some way. Overall energy of the person coming towards you or of the reading is the Empress. That could be you, that could be someone else. They could be a Libra, a Taurus. You know, that's wife, mother, married woman. The way someone's feeling about you is the Knight of Cups. They see you as the Ten of Cups, so this could be a mother figure. I'm also hearing someone's ex or new partner. This person is very mature and beautiful and creative, or at least they are showing up that way. They see you as the Ten of Cups. What you need to know is the Eight of Swords, and the final outcome is the King of Wands. All right, let me cut right to the chase. Someone thinks that someone will maybe have an affair, and they're obsessed, and they might be obsessed with your partner. For my Capricorn masculines, you may have someone that thought that they could get you away from your family. I'm also picking up on a parent possibly that very much wants like a blended family thing with the kids. Yeah. So you take it as it resonates. You know, things could be reversed. So with this Empress, we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Three of Cups. Okay, this is actually really beautiful. Initially, I was like, okay, well, so far, I'm not seeing an issue, but like this person wants to be vulnerable with you. Very grand, sweeping, emotional gesture, Three of Cups. For the holidays, they may want to get together for a Christmas party, family party. I'm hearing that an ex and their new partner or whatever is like nothing but love. We'll all get together. The kids can all be together. We can be together. It could be also a mother figure that very much wants to include you or be included in a group dynamic. This is a very emotional, expressive, creative person. She may say, no, come to me. The Empress does want us to jump through her hoop. I am an Empress. I'm a Libra. We do. We like to create that environment, then we want people to come to us. This person may be very hospitable at times, wanting a get-together, wanting reunion. And then we've got the Knight of Cups again in their feelings. This person is very emotional. Clarifying this is the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, and the Eight of Wands. This person would like some kind of a do-over with the Wheel of Fortune to the Tower. They very much want to express to you. They could have scorpionic energy as well. Scorpios are very intense and dramatic. I have some Scorpio in my chart. Not dramatic necessarily in a bad way, just everything is very deep and intense for the Scorpio, and with the Scorpio energy. Messaging, communicating. They may also tell you that they believe that you came into their life for a specific reason with the Wheel to the Tower. They may also communicate with you via text message about a very dramatic event, even traumatic event, but doesn't look traumatic. But you're being seen as the Ten of Cups. So you're being seen as family or having family. So this could be a family member. This could be an invitation that you did not expect, or an emotional expression that is not expected from you. They see you as possibly married, either to them or someone else. They see you representing the stability, but underneath this is where it started to turn. And I was like, okay, underneath this is the King of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Swords. This person's watching, maybe I see a feminine watching a masculine. So I don't know if you're the king here, because I have two kings. I have the King of Pentacles and I also have the King of Wands. So I'm almost seeing what I believe may be a feminine, very curious to see if she can get the masculine's attention, if he's attracted to her, if he wants her. There's a confusion about this King of Wands. Could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. I do have Sagittarius energy, but I also have fixed energy, and I have strength at the bottom of one of my decks. Could be a Leo. I have Leo and Taurus here. curious as to what you're doing. I'm hearing someone is curious surrounding a masculine's commitment. Yeah, there is a question of whether or not there's maybe a third party. Here's what you need to know, or your advice, the Eight of Swords. Someone's all trapped in their head and they don't want to see something. Clarifying this is the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. Honey, he's married. Is what I'm hearing. Honey, he's married. And they don't want to see that. They don't want to see. I'm also hearing that maybe this could be you, and you're hearing stuff about a masculine being a player, and now you're concerned about having a family with him or how stable the relationship is. He may have been a player in the past, but I'm kind of hearing that a feminine kind of wants to pull a masculine out of that divine masculinity and the higher version of himself, and she doesn't want to see that he's a married man. Yeah, that's possible. I'm almost hearing like, it sounds really crazy. I know it sounds crazy. Sometimes the downloads I get sound crazy. I'm also hearing that like a masculine may have hurt a feminine in the past. He just wouldn't commit to her or whatever, and now he is committing to someone. And he is a family man, and he is married, and a good father, and a good business owner, and a husband, and all that. And she just can't handle that. She thought he was a player, and now he's not anymore. And it's almost like she wants to pull him back into old player ways, or less mature ways, or less committed ways. I'm feeling a feminine just does not want to see that about a masculine, maybe. It's also possible that like this masculine isn't sure how his partner is going to react. I'm also hearing potentially that there is a mother figure involved that doesn't want to see her son with the person that he's with. That could be you, Capricorn. This could be a water sign as well. I'm definitely hearing like a feminine that doesn't have good boundaries. And then the final outcome is the King of Wands. Clarifying this is the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords, and the Devil. Okay. I do think we have a feminine that is incredibly attracted to a masculine to the point where she's almost obsessed. And I do think that the masculine is tempted by a feminine. Very much so. I mean, this is a guy that watches the half-naked, sexy, alluring little girl and is struggling with his own feelings of desire, obsession, and attraction. Also very worried about you and what you will think. We're very worried about you and what you will think. I'm hearing that communication isn't great. We have the Hierophant here, so Taurus could be involved, marriage could be involved, family, commitment, tradition, the way it's always been done. I'm also hearing that someone may be pregnant and trying to be very strong. The Queen of Cups looks pregnant here and her hand's on her belly. But I do think we have a woman who's just honestly dying to pull a masculine out of like a better relationship, a more healthy relationship. Sorry, I'm at a little bit of a loss for words this morning, Capricorn. I apologize. So in the environment, I'm like, okay, what's going on with this person? We have the Hermit, the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Five of Swords. I wanted to know what the Five of Swords was: the Magician, the Eight of Wands, and the Devil. This person will do anything, Capricorn. You know what I'm hearing about this person? I'm hearing that they're actually very attractive and very beautiful. This Empress or the Emperor is like their high earning potential, very grounded, very stable, high education level as well. And they're very beautiful, again, very attractive, but they also worry very much about like their aging. They're worried about being alone. They're very stressed out. The Ace of Cups to the Five of Swords, they will do whatever they have to do to get you to pay attention to them. Like they're convinced they're in love with you, or they're convinced that they're in love with maybe a partner that you're with. Look at how this always freaks me out. Like this is a desperate person. Like I'm going to win. I'm going to get what I want. What magic trick do I have up my sleeve? And then they're going to message Capricorn, you, the devil. What can I do to pull him or her away from their stability? Is what I'm seeing here. So you definitely have a person around you that's very focused and just wants what they want. They've isolated themselves. They're incredibly stressed out about this cup of love, having you accept the cup of love as well. I definitely think if this is a family thing and not a romantic thing, I think there's quite a few people involved, maybe children involved with the Ten of Cups twice and the Page of Swords. And if there's family involved, there is someone here that may play both sides against the middle and is operating from a place of winner takes all and anxiety. And you need to know that, Capricorn. You seem like I held my breath with your response because I dropped their cards first and I'm like, oh my God, what's Capricorn going to do? Like this may be something that's going on all around you. Okay. That y'all are just watching. You have the Two of Swords. No, Capricorns do not like drama usually. That's not your astrological signature. You'd like grounded stability. Not fans of drama. No, you have a decision to make. I think you avoid all of this for right now because you did get the avoiding card and I'm sorry. You do stand here and think about them though. But then the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. If you have a lot of stability in your life, you will not let anything else in that will mess with that. But you do think about it. I think you may miss this person. This may have been maybe a person that you had an affair with in the past or something like that with. And I was like, okay, well, what are they going to do further moving into 2023? And I have the World and Temperance and the Eight of Cups came out. Strength is at the bottom of the deck. It takes you strength to deal with this. Queen of Swords here, you're going to be very straightforward with them. It takes you strength to do this, but this is over for you. You're giving this person the cold shoulder with Temperance. Very calm, don't mess with my chill vibe is Temperance. Eight of Cups, I'm turning my back on this strength. I'm not going to budge. I can't get involved in this. I think that, when I looked at the Oracle cards, I'm like, oh, I see what happened here. It's like, okay, look. I think there's a misunderstanding here. I was playful with you. I was innocent with you. I listened to you with understanding. You were very understanding of all this. But I don't think you're a kid anymore. Like the conclusion of you being a fledgling and just playful with this person, you would like a more serious, stable relationship right now. And this person is like, what? Oh, hell no. No, you don't. When this card combination came out, I initially heard, honey, he's married. So you need to let it go. But I do think, Capricorn, that someone will tempt you, male or female. They could be very close by. I think that they do kind of want someone in this scenario to fail or not succeed or be unfaithful. I think that they will put something under your nose and you have to be careful about it. And I definitely think that there's a feminine who is like an emotional whirlwind. I mean, I don't think the cards came out. An emotional whirlwind that's absolutely obsessed and fixated either with you or, again, maybe your partner, and you're going to have to avoid it and push it away. This person kind of believes that they can do whatever they have to do to get you. So if you don't think of them that way, you're going to need to say to them, I'm very sorry, but I don't think of you in that way. I know that you miss me. And this may have been something that triggered you to almost lose everything in the past. Also, for some of you, believe that you have it in you to be the King of Pentacles and an Emperor. Ladies, you too. Like, you can be good leaders in your family. You can be healthy, stable, have good relationships. I'm also hearing that some of you have a family member that just will not accept your partner, and they're going to tempt you with any little thing that they can. This may be a mother or an extended relative that's very manipulative, or not manipulative, controlling. Yeah, you have to watch out for that. Don't let anybody tell you you've made the wrong decision with your life if you have so much stability and happiness, and just continue to block it out and walk away. You're allowed to be a new person. You're allowed to heal from your past. Yeah, just watch out for someone trying to pull you away from that kind of dignity. You guys are usually very dignified, kind of dramatic. All right, Capricorn, that's the end of the month. My goodness, I hope this resonates with you. If it does, I hope it helps you. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Cap. Take care. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.